Hi everyone and welcome. This is episode 86 of the Sprue. In this one I'll be showing you how to scratch build canvas covers from one of my favorite scratch building materials, kitchen foil. Guys, if you've been following this series of mine on YouTube, you'll know that back in episode 58 I scratch built a top from kitchen foil, and it was a very successful video, and I thought to show you one more use for this material from your kitchen. I'll be scratch building the spare wheel cover as well as an ECM box cover on the Hobby Boss Jackal. In this video, first a little bonus feature, aftermarket cargo nets and stowage. This was quite popular on Instagram. Then we get to the main act, scratch building the spare wheel cover as well as the box cover from aluminium kitchen foil. But first, word from the sponsor. Folks, the diorama accessories for this build has been generously sponsored by Supernova Studio here in South Africa, and in a later video I'll be getting to that. On to the build. Now, in reference picture you'll notice these cargo nets by the side of the Jackal, and they are meant for day packs and other accessories that the troops may use. Guys, for this build I'm using a aftermarket detail set from Tetra Model Works, and this goes a long way to correcting many of the problems with this kit from Hobby Boss. It includes both photo etch as well as some vinyl and paper-like cutouts, for instance these cargo nets, and this set is highly recommended if you are building the Hobby Boss Jackal. Lots of improvements that this will provide. Guys, now in this video and throughout this build I'll be using Green Stuff World's gel type formula instant glue. Now guys, this is a super glue that I can highly recommend, available from Supernova Studio. Also make sure to stock up on those plastic needle applicators. It makes it so easy to lay down a very small bead of super glue, and really this is a great product to use for scale modeling. For stowage I used packs from this set from Gecko Models, and this was painted in the two varieties of British disruptive pattern camo material. Again guys, at a later stage I'll be doing a tutorial on how I painted these patterns. Now, assembling these hook assemblies was quite tricky, and I apologize for the lack of video footage. This was really tricky to put together, but as you can see, it adds a lot of detail to the cargo nets themselves, and this is one of the reasons why I really recommend this this detail set from Tetra Model Works. Guys, this is a lovely set, and it will allow you to add all sorts of additional detail to your build. Now on to the covers. I need a cover for this box as well as for the spare wheel, and this is of course from Def Model, one of my favorite brands. The box goes in the back, similar to that, and this is the position of the spare wheel. Now in reference pictures you'll see that these have canvas covers over them the same color as the seats, and that is something I'll be building next. Now for this I'll be using kitchen foil, aluminium kitchen foil. I suppose my American friends would say aluminum. And very easy to use, one of my favorite scratch building materials. Guys, if you're going to work with kitchen foil, do invest in one of these rollers. They are available at craft shops, and it's a great tool for use in working with thin metal. To make the spare wheel cover, I first make a careful measurement of the wheel itself, and then this little strip of aluminium kitchen foil will be the starting point of our cover. So this is wrapped around the tire. Again, I'm not going to bother painting it because it's going to be covered. Now guys, for this I also took a peek inside the real world, our little Suzuki Jimny off-roader, and as you can see, the tread pattern of the tire is visible through that canvas because it's been stretched over the wheel, so that's something I want to replicate. So I start by just pressing this into the shape of the wheel itself. That's a nice thing about kitchen foil. It retains a shape, and as you can see there, the wheel's tread pattern is also visible through the kitchen foil. Next, I need to cut the side panel. For this, I'll be taking some careful measurements using my ruler. And then on to one of my old friends, the compass cutter from Alpha. Now, I can't cut kitchen foil with this cutter, but I can cut paper, and that's the template I'll be cutting next. So I take the measurement, divide it by 2, and once I've done that, I can now transfer this to ordinary printer paper. Little piece of scrap paper I have available, and cut the little disc that I need. Very easy to do. There we go. Pop this out. There we go. Nice little round disc. And I can now measure this against my spare wheel. And I can see that's perfect. My measurements were spot on. And I can now transfer this to my sheet of aluminium kitchen foil using a marker. Just drawing the outline and then cutting that with scissors. So this is the result. This is the little side panel, and this will go onto the side, and I can also press this flat against the wheel just to have it take the shape of that tire. Now, to glue this in place, I'm again using my gel type super glue from Green Stuff World, using a little stick there just to spread the adhesive on the side of the wheel, and I can now use the disc that I cut earlier and just press this in place. You can see it's nice and flat. Again, I use the roller just to get it into shape for this step. So there we go, that's perfect. And reference pictures, you'll see there's also a pocket, a side pocket on the side of this cover. And again, I'm using my ruler, taking careful measurements, and this little square of aluminium kitchen foil will be that pocket. I'd like to add a seam to all 4 corners. This is easily done with my metal ruler and a hobby knife. Just folding over the edge there carefully. There we go, something like that. And this is now done for all 4 corners of that pocket. Here we go, this is the pocket. Roll it nice and flat, just to get the shape back. And I can now check whether the size is correct. That looks about correct. So we are on a roll here. Now next I'd like to give this just a little bit of more detail. So I'll be placing something inside that pocket. And the easiest thing to insert in there is just a little bit of kitchen foil just to help that pocket get some shape, just to have it bulge to the outside with that object inside. So a little bit of super glue again, placing the rolled up piece of kitchen foil in the center there, and the next step will be just to glue the pocket in place. And you can see there the pocket now looks as though it's got something inside, either tools or the top or whatever the troops would use. So there we go, guys. That is the completed spare wheel cover. Certainly happy with this. And I can move on to the box in the rear of the jackal. Again, taking some measurements, making sure that I cut the correct length. I'd like to add a seam to the rear of this box, because that's a part that might be visible. Again, there's going to be a lot of stowage in the back of the jackal, so I'm not overly concerned with getting the edges completely perfect. This is now wrapped around the box, similar to what you're seeing there. Guys, and the nice thing about kitchen foil is if you do screw this up, just take your roller, roll that flat again, and try again. That's the beauty of using kitchen foil. So there we go, folding the sides flat. And again, I don't mind these little irregular wrinkles that I see in the kitchen foil. It'll make it look like folds in the canvas. So that's one of the great things about using kitchen foil. This is now glued in place. There we go, something like that. And with this done, I can now move on to the side panels. These will be simple little squares of kitchen foil. Apply some glue glue that in place, and then just trim off the excess with my scissors. And guys, the next step is very important. Acrylic paint will not stick to kitchen foil. Believe me, I've tried. And it's very important to apply a very good primer coat to kitchen foil objects before you use them on your model. In this case, I'm using Mr. Hobby. And I think I applied 2 coats of this. So there you can see the result. This is now ready to take on some paint. And if you know me by now, I pre-shade every single thing I use. So onto some pre-shading for both the spare wheel cover as well as the box in the rear. With this done, I can now move on to the base coat. And for this, I'll be using German camouflage beige. And this is the same color I'll be using on the seats later on. Applying this very carefully, building up the color so as not to kill the pre-shading. The next step is to apply a filter. Guys, I'm a big fan of these filters from MIG Productions. And just to enhance that beige color, I'm first going to use this lighter yellow filter. You can immediately see the difference this makes. It just enriches the acrylic color that I used on this cover. And that's one of the reasons why I love these filters. They are, of course, also a multi-purpose product. And next I'll be using a darker shade. And I'll be using this similar to a color wash. You can see the darker color settling in all that recessed detail and bringing out that lovely detail that we created with the kitchen foil. Now with this done, with the filter dried, the final step is to apply some dry brushing. I'll be using Deck Tan from Vallejo Model Color, as well as my medium dry brushing brush, also from Vallejo. Now you've seen me do this many times. This is lightly brushed on all the raised detail, and it does a great job of just accentuating all the ridges, all the lines, all the raised detail on these objects. So this is our completed spare wheel cover. I'm not overly concerned about the back because that's going to be against the side door of the jackal. But certainly loving the added detail that this is going to bring to our model. Having done all this paint work, the final step is just to properly protect this paint, and for that I'll be using Micro Flat from Micro Scale. This acts as a hardener and as a covering varnish. So folks, this is the final result, both the box and the spare wheel cover. Certainly loving that. And adding a nice extra bit of detail to our jackal from Hobby Boss. Now guys, of course this is not the end of this build. We still need to paint and detail the wheels, the seats need to be added, as well as some antennas and a few other odds and ends. And this will be coming to you in later videos. So guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, join me on Instagram. I do frequent updates of all my builds there, and you're guaranteed not to miss a single thing. Thank you for watching.